Hey guys, I'm Alex, and this week I'm bringing you the Hand of the Week right here from BORGHETTO in Italy. Have you ever been asked the question, what do you want to do? We grow up and we're always bombarded with this question ever since we're a little kid. We go to school, our parents ask us, what do we want to do? We have to choose a major in college that aligns with this desire. And we're supposed to know this at a very young age. We're supposed to have an idea throughout our whole life. And this idea, at least from a societal standpoint, really isn't supposed to change. And of course, this desire is supposed to bring you a lot of money, a lot of freedom, and of course it's supposed to be your ultimate passion. But these things always don't align in one. We don't always have a clear answer to this question, what do you want to do? Especially when we look at the fact that our answer to this question is supposed to bring us all the things that we discussed: money, freedom, happiness, and our passion is supposed to be involved in this too. And so I was having a conversation with someone very close to me this week about this subject, and he was a little confused about where the future was and what the future was going to bring, and ultimately what career path and what destination he was going to choose. And me, as the counsel, as the friend who was supposed to offer advice here, was also a little struck, because in the end, I don't even know what I want to do. You asked me what I want to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I have no idea. I actually had a conversation with my mom last week, who's thinking about relocating and retiring, and she even said to me, I don't know what I want to do after I retire, because I mean, your wants and do's and your focus and your passion and interests are constantly changing. And so I really thought about putting this into practicality. How can we answer the question, what do we want to do when it comes to a career path that ultimately gives us everything we want? And so my advice, thinking about it later, my advice to my friend was to work backwards. Start with the career path and start with the road that gives you ultimately the most amount of flexibility. And so what things involve flexibility? One, of course, is money, and another is ability to use that money by having the most amount of time available to you, meaning not having to work in one specific location or a set amount of hours or for a specific person. So it's ultimately is freedom. So it's pursuing a path where freedom is the goal and working backwards from there. Because ultimately what brings us the most amount of flexibility, the most amount of choice, and gives us the options to pursue all those different things we want to do is having the freedom to do it. And freedom starts with having enough money to be able to pursue these things, which isn't necessarily that much, if you can have all your time available to you to do the things you want. So I would recommend working backwards, looking at it from a long-term point of view and saying to myself, okay, what career paths, what choices, what different opportunities give me that freedom? And for me personally, to give you an example, it's been poker, of course, has been great for that, because it allows me to work when I want, where I want, and ultimately choose my own hours. So it gives me a ton of freedom. Fortunately, I've been able to make money at it, so it gives me both of those things. But also, it's been, if you see my video, why you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, it's working online. I have an online business that I run with my wife. And this business gives me money and freedom. I could choose my own hours, but also I could work from anywhere in the world. And so ultimately that freedom comes from having those businesses that give me that money with the amount of time I can put in, but it allows me to pursue all the other things that are great, so that I could be here on a Tuesday afternoon just in a beautiful lake in Italy. And so I hope you took something away from it, and I hope this gives you some perspective on some things to do when you're thinking about your future career paths as well. So I'm going to give you some action items that you can do this week to really help answer this question for yourself. So this is what I want you to do. Think about 3 things that are the most exciting to you, not involving work. So 3 things like hobbies, passion, interests, maybe somewhere you wanted to go, something you wanted to be, something you want to do. For example, I want to visit Australia, learn Italian, and go parasailing. Whatever it is, write down those 3 things, and also think about a way that you could have possible career choices. Think about 3 different avenues that allow you to pursue the things that you want, that give you the most amount of freedom, flexibility, and of course that make a little money with that activity as well. So write to me in a comment below, let me know 3 things that you've always wanted to do and 3 possible ways that you could do this by making money and freeing up your time and having a lot of freedom and choices. Let me know in a comment below. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next week.